Hi. So I'm out on this beautiful hike here in Sedona. I'm right in my own backyard. I just walk out my back door and up into the rocks. And I wanted to share today just about how this blessing of life that I'm living right now, that is so in absolute alignment with my soul, with my authentic soul, that so much of this life would not have been possible had about 6 years ago a significant part of my world, of my life, hadn't fallen apart. And I wanted to talk today about allowing and about faith and about the recognition that many times, in order for us to come into our fullness, into our wholeness, and into our truth, a big or significant part or parts of our lives really do need to fall apart, and how we might be able to be with that with a little bit more grace and faith. So about 6 years ago, I went to Bali for about 3 months, and I went to Bali to work on writing a program. I was a corporate training. I had a company that was doing corporate training and executive coaching, and I was working with some of the top C-level folks at Disney and Home Depot and Microsoft and eBay and all the big players, and I was really making good money and doing really good work. And I went to Bali to take 3 months to write a program, a training program that I could then sell to a lot of these companies. I never wrote the program, and instead I basically attended a lot of ecstatic dance for 3 months, and I found parts of my soul that I didn't know. Either I didn't know they existed, or I had never fully allowed and availed myself to the fullness and richness and playfulness and courageous, heartfelt, loving nature of my own soul. So I came back from Bali, and I didn't try, but literally all of my work dried up. I didn't try to stop it. I didn't try to shift my dynamic. I didn't come back with an idea that I want to change my work or change the direction of my work. I had every intention of doing exactly what I was doing. All of my work dried up. Within about 3 months, I had zero work coming in. I couldn't pay my mortgage anymore. I had to do a whole refinancing thing on my mortgage. I was in financial straits. But because of that, I really moved deeper into my devotions of meditation, of exploring this thing that was opening up inside of me with such love, about exploring the nature of God consciousness, of love, of opening our heart as a portal to the universe of love. That was 6 years ago. Now this is my work, this is my love, this is my blessing, and I couldn't be happier. And I want to point out, I wanted to speak to how that works, kind of the dynamics of that. What we will find is that early in our life, or the first part of our life, we are often living within structures, within a sense of order, much of it that was given to us, much of it that wasn't naturally our own, and other parts of our lives, the structure of our lives, are structures that we put in place from our more egoic sense of wanting to fit in, wanting to belong, wanting to be successful. Some of the examples of order or structure in our early lives are our families, our communities, our cultures, our religions, the societies that we grow up in, our early work, a lot of maybe an early relationship, our first or second marriage. A lot of these orders and structures were created, were either handed to us, given to us, and we stepped into them so that we could belong, so that we could find a sense of place in the world, or they were created from our conditioned self, our immature conditioned self. What we find is that about somewhere midway through life or so, that we start to awaken to a different sense of self. We start to recognize that these structures that we're living within, they don't feel comfortable. They don't fit any longer. And maybe they never really did. But we really start to recognize the discomfort of them. And they will fall apart. And usually when they do, we feel that as a great uncertainty and a great loss, and there's a lot of fear around it. And we go kicking and screaming, trying to hold on to, keep these structures in place that are trying to fall apart. But the beautiful thing is this: when that order falls into disorder, we are now blessed with the opportunity to consciously reorder our lives in a way that is much more in alignment and accordance and resonance with who we truly are. We get to reorder our lives from a place of spiritual maturity and a deepened sense of true knowing of ourselves, especially if we have a deep practice of awakening, of listening to our own soul's callings. So if we can allow the order to fall into disorder with some faith, we can then consciously reorder our lives in a way that is much more in alignment and resonant with the truth of our authentic nature and our authentic essence. So hopefully, if there's anything in your life that is falling into disorder, even though it's difficult, perhaps be in the space of allowing, knowing, not so much that it all happens for a reason, but just the faith and the trust, not so much the trust in life, but the trust in you, the trust that if you listen deeply in the stillness to the truth of your own soul, you will find that you're able to move yourself in the directions and in the ways that will create a life that is much more vibrant and rich and whole and in resonance with your true nature of being. Blessings, my friends. Be well. If you like this video and you'd like to see similar content, please subscribe to my channel. You can also click that like button down below, and that's going to make this video more available to more people. Also, visit me at my website, chessedwards.com. There's a link to that down below. There you are going to find valuable resources for living a conscious, peaceful, and powerful life. Also, there's going to be information there about how to work with me one-on-one and how to build your own 3-day custom private immersion retreat with me right here in Sedona, as well as information about upcoming group retreats, virtual retreats, and so much more. And I got a few free gifts for you. Thanks for watching.